complete performance. Really proud of the guys and how they showed up ready, how we prepared, and really set the tone right out of the gate. All three phases really working together, especially in that first quarter. Offense, scoring, defense. I think we created 2 turnovers in the first 13 plays, defensive plays of the game. So that really set the tone for us, and then offense capitalized on those. So overall, just really pleased with how the guys competed defensively. Our first group, I thought, played really well. It was 59-14 until kind of in the fourth quarter there. They got some points against a lot of the backup guys, but opportunity to play so many guys in these last couple games has been great. And so hopefully that's was going to help us develop these guys. Now that we got 3 games under our belt, help develop our team. Learned a lot these first 3 games, and try to help get these guys better. But a lot of good things defensively. Third down was really good. We created a bunch of negative yards. A lot of guys really, I think, playing very well and are making improvements each week. So good to see that. Biggest disappointment, again, as I said, was just fourth quarter with a bunch of backups in there, just young guys kind of getting exposed, and red zone touchdowns, some critical penalties we've got to improve upon. But, again, our first group really playing really well. Offensively, we ID'd these guys really well. Great communication, great balance, explosive, and guys are playing with confidence. No OL sacks in 3 games. I'm really proud about that. Guys are doing a really good job. Just up front, proud of that. 7.8 a play, 8.2 yards per rush. 100% in the red zone, no turnovers. It's the first time we have not had a take. We won the margin again 2 games in a row, but it's the first time since the ACC championship game in 22 to not have a turnover. And then we had 14 points off of turnover. So all really good. A lot of big plays from a lot of people. Quarterback, that's back-to-back weeks. I think he's really played well, and really pleased with how we're throwing and catching right now at really a high level. And then our receivers were awesome without the ball yesterday and doing their job down the field and getting guys out of there and blocking. So a lot of good things. But I'd say the same thing there, late in the game there with some backups. We need to get that group better. We had some critical penalties. CV took the 1 sack, was on him. And then we really did a lot of good things, but we still missed a couple of, touchdown opportunities that we need to capitalize on. So, but all in all, a really, fun game for the guys, and hopefully for our fans as well. And lot to learn from, and see if we can keep building some momentum. I was pleased with Robert Gunn. All had 9 touchbacks, and had another big punt return, made another field goal. So we got a lot of good things happening in all 3 phases, and just kind of making some improvement. And the big key for us will just be continue to learn and develop from what we've done these first 3. So another opportunity here at home against an undefeated conference team. Another great opportunity for us. So looking forward to it. And as we're diving deep into Stanford now, injury-wise, we came through pretty good. So told you about Adam. He's the one guy for sure that'll be out here for a couple ball games for sure. So it's not a complete break, so we're excited about that, but having to put the screw in there, hopefully it'll keep it from breaking. So that's what we're dealing with. And other than that, I think pretty good shape. Any questions?
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor. I wanted to ask you about the tempo. Obviously, against Georgia, it was difficult to get anything going. You went pretty fast against App State, but it seemed like you went even faster yesterday. Cade said that he felt really comfortable going at that high tempo.
Well, I mean, we were hitting big plays, and it's hot. So it was a great opportunity to really, lean on them a little bit without subbing and just playing fast when we got some rhythm. So we mixed it up. We did a little. We huddled some yesterday as well. So we did a little bit of everything. But definitely when we can drive the tempo, it's something we love to do.
Dabo, this is Larry. Can you maybe put into words what it does for the confidence of an offensive coordinator, a play caller, to have his quarterback be really in rhythm early in a game, giving him the confidence to take shots and to spread the ball all, be aggressive, I guess, maybe is a better way to put it.
Well, it's just, I think at any level of football, it's all about what your quarterback can do and where he is. And, he's just still a young player that's just developing right and blossoming right before our eyes here. I mean, he's just doing a great job. He's got a great command of everything. We saw a lot of this in the spring as far as how he attacked the offseason and things that he needed to do to improve. We saw it all summer and saw it in camp. And honestly saw a lot of good things in the first game. But he's still left a little out there, but the game has just slowed down for him. And again, last year, as I've said many times, I mean, the game it sped him up, and he's kind of slowing the game down, and that comes with experience. Again, when you're really talented, and then you develop the confidence to go with that talent through your work ethic, through your preparation. All of a sudden that belief, and then you got to be, we're better around it. I mean, we just got more experience. We're healthy, and we've got more depth to where, okay, even if we do lose somebody, we got a lot of guys that can make plays. And so, we got a bunch of people touching the ball. They're playing well up front, and this is an experienced group. So, Harris Sewell's, I guess, our youngest guy up front. As far as the veterans back, having to play last year. Blake's been around here. Tristan's been around here. Walker Park's been around here, although we didn't have him last year. Marcus Tate. So it's certainly Linthicum. Trent, those guys have all been around here, so they've kind of been through some battles together. I think they've really given Cade a lot of confidence, but it all starts with him. I mean, and just his growth. So when you have that, certainly as a play caller and coordinator, with the weapons that he has, I mean, you can kind of load him up with maybe a little bit more than what you normally would be able to with a young player. Where it comes to some of the decisions that we're asking him to make, he's doing a good job. Some of the checks that he's making, protection stuff, decisions in the run game, using his legs opportunistically. He's just playing with a lot of confidence, and it's really good to see. So hopefully he'll continue to stay the course there.
Angelo from Clemson Sports Media here. As well as who's playing right now, is there one specific moment that you can point to that led to his confidence taking off?
Did you say Cade?
Yeah, Cade.
I think just think how he finished last year. That's really it. I think, 5 straight wins to finish the year, 2-minute drive to go win the bowl game. I think that really just kind of, fueled his offseason. And then, coming in and really studying and, attacking what he needed to do to get better. That's probably the main thing. And then it's just a matter of getting in rhythm and getting his actual, taking what we've seen from the practice field to the game field. And we're starting to see that. And then I think he had a ton of confidence in camp. This was probably the most explosive camp we've had since 19. And so I think I saw his confidence growing through camp. And so, all of that. But I would say if there's one thing, just how he finished last year as a first-year starter, I think that really fueled his growth.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor again. The defense has been great the last couple games. Georgia was able to get you a couple times on the wheel route, though, and I think State got you with it yesterday. What's the key to identifying that better?
Yeah, just it's just palms coverage, and corner's got to keep his eyes on two, and if it's a quarters concept that'll turn into cover two based on the design of the play and the releases of the receiver. So we just sank too deep at corner, and we've got to see two to the flat, and we got to be out, and then you got a guy over the top to take the deep route. So we got to be a little more patient there, and again, just a little more discipline with our eyes. But good play by them.
Hey, Coach, it's David. Maybe I shouldn't have been impressed by this play, but I was that Cade made. That was early in the game. You kind of get to midfield, and he drops back to pass, and a couple of longer routes that he's waiting on, maybe a tight end down the seam, and you could almost see it on the replay, the internal clock in his head going off, and he keeps his feet steady. And then he flicks it out to Maffa in the flat. It's the play where Maffa got dinged up a little bit.
Yep.
And to me, that just shows his progression as a quarterback. When you see that, what goes through your mind?
That's growth. Are you reading my notes? That's when I grade the tape. That's exactly what I wrote down. I mean, that's quarterback growth. Last year, he would have thrown an incomplete, and we would have been in here on Sunday going, why does he not just check it to the back, that particular play, the touchdown to Antonio where we came off the number one there, the block, they're in one, and he didn't allow that to speed him up. He just created a little time, kept his eyes down the field, made a great throw to Antonio. Antonio ran a great route on that, and then there were two other plays where. Because there are a lot of drop eight, and where boom he dropped back and he there's tight windows. It's hard to squeeze a lot in there. That's what they really want you to do. And he just took off and ran and got us 9 yards or a first down. And he wouldn't have done that last year. Not early part of the year, he didn't do that. And that's just stuff you coach and you teach, and you got to get a feel for. And really understanding the weakness of the defense and, how to just manage the game a little bit better situationally. So there was three of those plays yesterday that you just go, man, that's quarterback growth right there now. And that's one of them, to Maffa. It was really just a play in the game, but it was a great play. And honestly, my favorite part of the game was Antonio Williams dropping a perfectly thrown post route. And then the very next play, he throws a 40-yard strike to T.J. Moore right on the money. And, so those are little things that as a coach, you just go, okay, man, we're heading in the right direction. He's really, really taking another step forward. And there's more. He should have thrown a touchdown to Antonio. Antonio just destroyed the corner on a double move wide open. It's a touchdown. Instead, he comes back and throws a 25-yard gain to Adam Randall, but we graded him down. We gave him a minus. That should have been a walk-in touchdown for Antonio. So I think he just kind of came off of it. So he left a couple things out there, but he's playing well, and hopefully he'll just continue to build the momentum, because again, momentum leads to confidence, and right now we're seeing a lot of confidence, and not just Cade, but the whole group. They're feeding off of each other. We got a lot of guys making a contribution, and as I said yesterday, we got a bunch of guys that are capable of having a big day. But it all starts at quarterback, making the right decisions and getting us in and out of good plays, protecting the football. He's doing a great job of that, being accurate, and just being a great leader for us.
Hey, Dabo, it's Chapel at the State. Do you feel like Jay Haynes is maybe separating himself as the number 2 running back behind Phil?
I would say so. Now that we've got 3 games, I think that he's really, really flashed and done some good stuff. You saw that yesterday. I mean, what a great play on the handback draw there. Just shot out of a cannon. I mean, he's had a couple good games in a row, and we're really pleased with all those guys. I mean, Keith, as I've said many times, he's different. than those other guys. He's kind of in a category by himself, but we really believe in Keith, and he's going to have some really good moments as well. And Easy E will continue to bring him along. He's done some good stuff. Still a young guy, figuring it all out. And then we got Jarvis back yesterday. He got a little bit of a few carries as well. So it's a good group. We're excited about it. But Jay's definitely, the guy that right now is kind of gives us something that's a little different.
And Phil told us post game that he just had a bit of a shoulder stinger. Based on how that play went, did you think it was anything worse than that, or could you tell it was just kind of minor? And what was kind of y'all's reasoning? Did you feel like he was just good enough to get back in after a little time in the tent?
Yeah, the doctor said good to go. So, yeah, he's ready to roll. We just do what the doctors tell us. So if they say he can play, we play. If they say don't play, we don't play. So they sent him back over there, and he went back in and ripped off another touchdown run. So he didn't get a whole lot of opportunity, but he took advantage of it with 7 carries and 100-something yards. So proud of him.
Coach, it's Trevor again. It was a great job of clock management at the end of the first half, but you had to settle for 3. It looked like Cade might have had Antonio on the slant. Antonio could have had the hat trick. What did you see on? Was it just a slight hesitation by Cade on that?
Yeah, he just got to that definitely was. We should have had a touchdown right there for sure. But still, again, good job taking care of the ball. Coming away with points. You got a clock situation on your table right there that you're managing, but he did a good job with that. Other than he put too much air on the throwaway, be a little don't want to air that thing too high. But yeah, we definitely had a chance to hit Antonio, I thought, for a touchdown.
Yeah, but Larry, again, what was the evaluation on film of, Denhoff, Hoffler, Lawson, just in terms of point of attack presence?
Yeah, I'm pleased with those guys, man. Denhoff is very steady for us. Just he does his job. He's going to grade well. I think he had about 20-something snaps, but just a guy that we trust, and really proud of Hoffler and Lawson. And Hoffler is really starting to play fast. He's got, and you can really see his confidence growing. He's got a little bit of violence to him. He's got a lot of twitch, and he's one of those guys that just needs reps. But as it's slowing down, you see that speed that he has starting to flash. And then, man, Jaheim, I'm really proud of him because he's just really. He really can do everything we need him to do. He's got himself in a position where he can be really physical and understand. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Again, maybe one mental error, but he's a high energy, high motor, guy. So we've got a nice little group coming together. And then Armand Mason he's been around here a couple of years, but he really hadn't played because he was going to play a lot last year, and he got hurt towards ACL in camp. So this is really his first time to really play, and he brings some things to the table too that we like. So it's a good group, and that's kind of a positive of Peter being out. If there is one positive, it's kind of forced the issue with some of these other guys, and that's going to hopefully pay off for us as we go through a long season.
Hey, it's David again. After I think one of the NC State touchdowns, they're kind of in the third or fourth quarter. Nick Eason gathered all of the defense over there, and I couldn't hear what he was saying, but I can imagine what he was saying. What is that message at that point? To those guys who maybe don't get a lot of playing time and give up points, but what is the message there?
Yeah, like I said, I think it was 59-14. Into the fourth quarter there, and then all of a sudden, they get 3, touchdowns on our backups, and so the message is, you guys got. You're it's frustrating. As I said last night, you as a coach, you really want to put T.J. Parker and Barrett and Woodaz and all them guys back out there, but these guys need to play, and So the challenge is, hey, the standard doesn't change when we put those guys in. Nothing changes, and they all want to play. Here's your chance to play. You got to go get the job done, and you sit in the same meetings, you're practicing. So I think the positive is it'll really create a lot of urgency with some of these guys that sometimes they go into the game and not thinking they're going to play. It's just kind of human nature, I think, sometimes. But I guarantee you, these last couple weeks defensively, we're getting some guys' attention, and it's not often that you can play as many people as we've played in these first 3 games. But it's hard to anticipate that. So it's really, really, I think, in the long run, going to be very beneficial for us. But the message is just that you play to a standard. I mean, it doesn't matter what the scoreboard is, and just because we sub and we've taken all the starters out, that doesn't mean all of a sudden we don't care what's happening on the field. I mean, it's frustrating. You got to take pride in your work, and just kind of exposes them on where some of these guys what they got to do to get better.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor again. Hampton had the pick 6 after he had the PI, so that was nice. But it looked like Avion could have scored as well after that strip. He had a convoy of blockers, but he kind of popped right out of bounds. You just want to let Maffa score on the next play, or what happened on that?
No, I think he just was, the ball was, I think he was trying to just keep it from going out of bounds. And he was just right there tight on the sideline and just stepped out. He didn't mean to, but just kind of how it all worked out. But no, man, it's great. It was just another turnover and points off the turnover. Really proud of it. It was really kind of textbook by Avion as far as how, stripping the ball out right there. It was a really, really good job by him, with the strip.
Hey, Dabo, it's Chapel again. You mentioned last night about Stanford sending its equipment buses down with the laundry. How did that kind of proposition come about? Is that something you had to sign off on, or how did that kind of come together for this week?
No, I don't have anything to do with that. I think they just, I guess they called our equipment people, I assume, or our operations, maybe operations, and just, with the equipment truck coming all the way across the country. Obviously it's not going to go back and then come back. So they're coming on down here, and then I guess they reached out to operations or our equipment staff, and said, hey, can you guys help us out here? So glad to do that and help facilitate. That's a long way to go. So help facilitate their process, and if we ever had to do that, hopefully somebody would help us out as well.
With Kobe McLeod out, more playing time for Sammy Brown. D. Creighton got in there, maybe got lost in the wash a little bit on that one touchdown. But, how would you kind of grade those guys in their play?
Yeah, they're improving. Yes, D obviously took his eyes off the back on the one, and again he's a redshirt freshman. We were able to redshirt him last year, so he's still a young player, but he's getting better. He's getting better. And then for Sammy, again, to be able to just kind of throw him out there and let him play, he's getting better. He had a few mistakes, didn't get over the top on a couple things or fall back a couple times, missed a tackle or two. But you just you're just seeing him. He's playing fast. He's physical, and they're just getting better every single rep. They're getting better. So I'm really pleased with where they are right now. So just got to keep them coming, because there's definitely a difference between Carter and Woodaz. They're playing really, really, really good football for us, and it was good for Wade, because Wade he got a chance to play a lot of will yesterday as well. So it was good.
Anybody else for Coach? All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, appreciate it.